Hi guys, welcome back to Kessie's Cuisine, where we satisfy your food cravings with easy and amazing recipes. If you're new to my channel, what's up? You're welcome. And if you're old in this channel, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you always for coming back to my channel. I love you guys. You know that. So today we are going to be making a goosey soup. This is just one method of making the egusi soup because we have various ways of making egusi soup. So this is just one of it. I'm going to walk you through the ingredients, and this egusi soup is sharp, sharp, no delay, no wasting time. It's so easy. You don't even need too much. This is student style egusi soup. No long talk, no too much, nothing. So firstly, for this video, because it's not too much things in this soup, it's just straight to the point, and then it also came out fantastic. Firstly, you'll be needing some goat's meat and some fish. We'll also be needing some bonga fish. Okay, we are going to be using oil, of course. We are going to be using some garlic for our meat. We are going to be using pepper. We are going to be using black pepper and salt for it. Then the next thing you want to use is your maggi. I like using this maggi. I've forgotten the name of the maggi, but it's so good for soups and stew. And you want to use some fresh spinach, egusi, of course, some pepper, and then some crayfish. The first thing I like to do is to cook my meat, is to spice my meat and then cook it. And then after some time, when my meat is ready, or when my meat is halfway, then I'll add my fish. Okay, so I like to spice my meat, use your spice collection, and then put it on fire. So while the meat is on fire, you add your maggi. You don't add too much water because you really want the stock is like, you want the stock for this, and you don't want your food to be too salty. So or you don't want your meat to run out of flavor, so you add like little water, or allow the meat to boil in its own juice before you add water to it. You get. So you add your fish to your already cooked or boiled meat, so that the fish will just cook and then release its own flavor. While that is going on, I want to make like my stew base for my egusi soup. So you're going to add oil to an already hot pot. When your oil is hot, you want to add onion. If you don't like seeing oil in your food, please blend it with your tomatoes. At some point, or at this point, some people like to add iru, but like I said, this soup is just a sharp something. No too much drama, no too much spice, straight to the point. Let's go. So I added my tomato. It had a little bit of pepper, and then I just wanted that to cook until it is like, just cook until it gives that native stew flavor. Okay, so while my stew was cooking, I decided to add my bonga fish, because adding your bonga fish to at this point, it helps it release the flavor. Now, not that whenever you're cooking, what you want to do is to build up your flavors, okay, so that you don't have like, so that your food is not just plain and flavorless. When you do it step by step, that's why they have like recipe videos. It gives you, or it enlightens you on how to build your flavor. So I added my crayfish at this point. I added my maggi. In this food, I didn't really add salt because my meat stock was tasty enough. I added one maggi to my pot, but it depends on how much you are cooking. Sure, if you are cooking much, of course you can add more than one. But or if you are cooking a large batch, you can add more than one. But be careful with your spice, or be careful with your spice for your stew base, because remember that your meat stock is there and it is spiced. You get me? So while my stew was cooking and everything was sounding so good at this point, I decided to add my meat stock to my egusi. So now I'm not trying to make lumpy egusi soup, but I like this this kind of egusi soup, why I like adding water and then mixing it a bit. You can add warm water, you can add meat stock, but I didn't want my soup to be too runny, so I decided to use my meat stock to make my egusi match. You get? So because I don't want to make lumpy egusi soup, but I want to be able to have like a, I don't know how to put this in English. I want to have like a defined egusi before I break it up. I don't know how to explain it, but just try this recipe. You will know what I'm talking about when you are eating the soup. You get, like, you will know when the soup is blowing up your brain. So I decided to add my fish at this point of the egusi, of the cooking, because I like my fish to have this native stew flavor before I add in my egusi soup to make it egusi. So at this point, if your stew base is too much, you can actually remove some, and just, if you have some rice in the fridge, if you have some old rice in the fridge, or you have some spark, or you have some bread, when you take this stew base to eat your rice, like, it's mind blowing. But anyway, I was making egusi soup, no need for that. So my stew base was ready. I decided to add in my meat and the remaining part of my meat stock. And when that was cooked, or when it was looking cooked, because how you know it is cooked, or how you know that your stew base is cooked or very well, is when you see that your tomato and your oil, they already have like a very defined demarcation. You get? I'm not saying that your oil should be too much, but you would know when your stew is ready, because guy, you have to cook with your eyes. You know when your stew is ready, because your oil base will, like, your oil will be up, and then your stew will be down, like it's not mixed with tomato. So at this point, I decided to add in my egusi in sections, and I will allow it to cook for about 5 or 3 minutes before I try to scatter and then turn it. Please, when you are trying to cook your egusi soup, you have to be patient, because if your egusi takes some time to cook. If your egusi is not well cooked, you are going to have a running stomach. So be patient when you are cooking your egusi soup. Don't rush it, okay? So at this point, guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please, I use God and beg you, in the name of Jesus, please subscribe to my channel. I beg. It's free of charge. Subscribe, like, help me to grow. Like, we have been in 200 subscribers for the longest. Please help me to grow. Share this video, comment, tell us what you want to see in our next video. Honestly, we really love to hear from you. So at this point, I felt my egusi has given me that satisfaction that I need. So I decided to stir my egusi, or to stir my pot, so that my egusi will not be lumpy, but it has this defined shape. So because if you don't want your egusi soup to be too watery, it depends on you actually, sharp. But for me, I decided to add in some water at this point, because my egusi was thick. It was too thick. And then when I cooked my egusi, when I know that my egusi was cooked and ready with the eyes of the gods, when I saw that my egusi soup was ready, I decided to add in my spinach. So I'll add in my spinach, and then I'll add in my crayfish. At this point, I already turned off the heater, or like I already turned off the gas cooker, so that my spinach can look alive, or can be alive. Do you get? Because you don't want to cook your vegetable too much. So I added my spinach and my crayfish to my pot where my gas was already turned off, and I will allow the steam to cook my spinach for me. So at this point, I added my spinach, pressed it in, covered my pot, allowed the steam to do the work, and voila, the egusi soup is ready. Hot, spicy, mad. This egusi soup was mad. So this is my egusi soup recipe. This is one way of cooking egusi soup. There are so many other ways. So I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll show you more and more ways to cook egusi soup. Thank you. Bye. Love you.